With that, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman from North Carolina reserves the balance of her time. Gentleman from New York.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know, this is exactly what the American people are so tired of. My colleague talks about what the race in Massachusetts meant. It meant that people are tired with the partisan bickering. She just squandered all of the time that we could be here talking about cybersecurity and the importance of passing this bill with talking about politics. And of course she fails to point out the fact that much of the debt was incurred under President Bush, fails to point out the fact that now the two wars are on the books, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about cybersecurity. And I want to read a quote from you. Just yesterday, Dennis Blair, the Director of National Intelligence, testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee, and he said, "Malicious cyber activity is occurring on an unprecedented scale with extraordinary sophistication." He went on to say, sensitive information is stolen daily from both government and private sector networks, undermining confidence in our information systems and the very information these systems were intended to convey. These statements make clear that we cannot afford to maintain the status quo. In order to meet our enemies on the cyber front lines and repel their attacks, we must create a boot camp for our future cyber war fighters. The investments contained in H.R. 4061 will increase our cyber workforce development and continue to strengthen the public-private partnerships to defend the IT systems on which so much of our daily life relies. That's what the American people have sent us here to Washington to ensure. Cybersecurity enhancement contains the strategic plan necessary to focus our resources to meet the challenges which Director Blair spoke of yesterday. H.R. 4061 will also strengthen partnerships between federal government and the private sector to guarantee a secure and reliable infrastructure. The benefit of existing public-private partnerships is also on display in upstate New York, in my very district. The Air Force Research Laboratory, Rome Research Site, the Rome Lab as we call it, hosts the main offices of the Air Force Research Lab's Information Directorate. Located at the former Griffiths Air Force Base in Rome, Rome's labs, scientists and engineers use the latest electronic and computer technology to demonstrate new ways to defend our information networks against attacks. In concert with Rome Lab, the Mohawk Valley is home to a number of companies that are engaged in cutting-edge cyber research. Companies that will use the graduates who come out of college with degrees in cybersecurity. Large companies such as PAR Technology, BAE Systems, Booz Allen Hamilton Industries, Northrop Grumman, and smaller homegrown companies such as Dolphin Technology, Black River Systems, Assured Information Security, New York State Technology Enterprises Corporation, Syracuse Research Corporation, and Research Associates of Syracuse. Together, the AFRL and these companies account for thousands of jobs in central New York, men and women doing critical research on our nation to help fend off cyber attacks. There is no doubt that these companies are critical public-private partnerships that they have formed with the Air Force Research Laboratory and will benefit from this program. But more importantly, it's the American people that will benefit from this program. Cybersecurity Enhancement Act requires the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy to convene an industry-wide non-governmental task force of business and universities to explore potential public-private collaborations on cybersecurity research and development. This will ensure that these collaborations continue to strengthen our nation's cyber defense. That is what we are here to debate. That is what the American people sent us to Congress for, and that is what we need to pass today. Thank you, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman from New York reserves the balance of his time.